pitcher Josh Hader. First question for Josh. Start down in the front with Bob.
Hey, Josh, given all the hurdles that you've had over different parts of the season and the transition to a new team and everything, how good does it feel to making the impact that you're making now here in the postseason?
That's good. I think that's one of the things, right? Like, you want to be at your best at the end of the season. Obviously, you're going to go through some ups and downs, but to be able to get through that, figure it out, and to, play good baseball that we're doing, that's when you want it.
Dominating hitters is nothing new to you, but what you've been doing lately, it seems like it's even at a different level. Is this some of the best that you've thrown at 98 to 100 on the fastball, change-ups when you need them in big situations? How good do you feel out there right now?
Good. I think, like I said, when I went through that struggle, it almost kind of gave me confidence in the other pitches that I had to, try and rely on those. When you don't have the fastball, you have to try other things, and I think that was one of the biggest things for me. Is I had to figure out how to use my change-up, change the grip on that, to have a little bit more consistent spin on that. So I think that's kind of what brought me to where I am now. And then obviously once I got my mechanics back in tune to where I needed them to be, the fastball played a little bit better, which then helped the secondaries as well.
AJ?
Josh, a lot of times in the postseason, guys will go heavier on the breaking ball than they would otherwise, just because maybe that's what their pitch, kind of their way to get. You've gone heavier on the fastball in the playoffs. Is that a product of just how good the fastball feels right now?
Yeah, like I said, when you're commanding your pitches, when you're commanding your best pitch, you live and die by that, and I feel like that's what got me here. And obviously with the velocity jump, it's been able to, help me get hitters off the off speeds, because you have to sit one pitch, right? So, which then allows that secondaries to play a little bit better.
Where has that? We asked you this a little bit the other night, but where do you think? How would you assess where that velocity jump has come from this postseason?
I don't think there's an exact answer, but I think through the shoulder programs that I'm doing, building strength that way, and then obviously having good mechanics. I think that's where it starts, right? When it starts from the ground up, and when you're driving from the ground, everything else is effortless, and it kind of plays everything up a little bit.
Hannah in the back row on the left.
Hey, Josh, all the way back here. In these postseason series, especially without the off day this year, obviously managing the bullpens is a big part of what teams are thinking about, and a lot of that has to do with fatigue, but is it a valid concern at all, I guess, bullpen arms being exposed too often to the opposition? Do you worry about guys seeing you too much in a 7-game series and getting sort of used to that delivery?
I think that's something that we can't control, right? When we want to win games and you want to be in the games to impact them. I think that's where it kind of gets to a chess match when you get to see those hits. Sometimes you may face the 3 hitters more than once. Sometimes you may face a different part of the lineup. So that also depends on that too. But I think it adds a different variable on the other pitches that you have to command, which then allows for me, the fastball to play a little bit up. So I think it's just more of that chess match where you're just trying to outbeat them and kind of come up with new things.
Standing up on the right.
You guys talk about the mechanics and being sound there. Is that something you worked with Ruben since you got over to San Diego to kind of get a little more sound from the ground up?
Yeah, I think it was more of how do we do it? How do we attack? Because we knew what we were doing. We knew the reason behind of why my inconsistent arm slot, why it was higher than normal, and just the toe. The toe was the biggest thing, not driving evenly through the toe and the heel. Just so when you get that consistency, you're able to get down the mound a whole lot better and more consistent, right? So I think that was one of the biggest things we really worked on was just trying to be sound on that lower half and through the foot.
Back to AJ, second row on the right.
Josh, back to the fastball. Is this the best your fastball's been, or when was the last time it felt as good as it does right now?
I'd say velocity, it's probably the best. I think just in general, the playoffs is just a different beast. When you get in front of these fans, you get into this atmosphere where it's do or die. You need to win these games. The adrenaline bumps up a little bit, and it takes you to a new level that, this is the reason why we play this game, right, is to be in this moment, to, bring out the best whatever you got.
How do you view the 5 games in 5 days, and how do you expect to kind of be used in that stretch?
We'll see. Obviously, we one game at a time. I think is the biggest thing. We'll focus on one game and then go from there. I mean, you can't really tell the future, right? So I think when you keep in the mindset of focusing on one game, I mean, that's what you got to do.
Here in the front with Jeff.
The guy in front of you, Robert Suarez, what's it been like getting to know him since coming over and seeing him get on this role that he's been on?
Yeah, it's been fun to watch him. I mean, he's a great dude. He works hard, and he knows what he's doing out there. I think just kind of looking back at his story and how he's came to be where he is now, it's amazing and it's special to see that. I mean, that's why we do what we do is, for to have that type of person in front of you, you kind of feed off that energy, that momentum, and obviously just seeing him pitch day in and day out it's unreal.